Jefferson, Bullitt, Oldham, Henry, Shelby, and Spencer counties in Kentucky. A pair of tornadoes were indicated by radar at 15 miles south and 10 miles southeast of Standiford Field at 7:12. They were moving to the east-northeast at 50 miles an hour. This means that they were seen about 10 minutes ago. We repeat, a pair of tornadoes were indicated by radar at 7:10 p.m. at 15 miles south and 10 miles southeast of Standiford Airport in Louisville. These tornadoes are moving to the east-northeast at 50 miles an hour. If threatening conditions are cited, be prepared to move to a place of safety. To report a tornado or other severe weather, place an emergency call to the nearest law enforcement agency for relay to the National Weather Service. The police department has just called WHAS TV, speaking for the water company. They say that the water supply in Louisville has fallen to a dangerously low level. This is because of the tornado that went through Louisville late this afternoon, crippling the water company operation in the Crescent Hill area. So you're asked, please do not use water. Please do not use water now until the water supply can build itself up again, because right now it has fallen to a dangerously low level. Please do not use water here in the city of Louisville. John Petrovich has been out in the area. We haven't really had time to talk to him ourselves, ladies and gentlemen. So what I find out from him right now is what you're finding out. But John has been in the hardest hit areas in St. Matthews and in the Crescent Hill area and in northeastern Jefferson County. John, what do you know?
Well, I've been out into the field 2.5 hours, and from the ground, and not from the air, but from the ground, it's sure tragedy in some of the 6-class cities and some of the subdivisions. Starting with the farthest point east, we have Northfield, the city of Northfield, which is bounded by I-71. Alone in that subdivision, cameraman Kerwin Fisher and I counted 40 homes leveled, brand new homes that were leveled.
These are expensive homes in that I-71 and Waterson Expressway area, aren't they?
Pieces of homes were lying on the interstate, shingles, roofs. Walls were caved in, bedroom clothing, furniture was scattered all over. People were combing through their wreckage. People were coming into their homes from work. No injuries in that area. When we were in there, people were helping one another. Firemen from the various volunteer fire departments were going from door to door. St. Matthews police departments were going from door to door. As we proceeded towards town, again, the same story in other cities and other subdivisions. Indian Hills, again, following the dip, following the curvature of how the tornado came, you have the same problem. Homes leveled, flattened, partly destroyed. The Ruth Dunn Elementary School, which is off I-71 and Brownsboro Road, was partially destroyed. Walls were caved in. Going further down into Indian Hills, again, the same story. Subdivisions partially lost.
Pardon me for interrupting you, John. A funnel cloud has been sighted moving northeast from McNeely Lake. That is out in extreme southern, southeastern Jefferson County. A funnel cloud has been sighted moving northeast from McNeely Lake. Please be on guard in those areas and, if necessary, take a place of safety in a basement or wherever you can. A funnel cloud has been sighted moving northeast from McNeely Lake. This is just moments ago.
Two late developments that happened while we were leaving. First of all, county police have set up barricades and blockades off of Brownsboro Road, the Indian Hill area, the Northfield area, to prevent looters from coming into the area. There were reports that looters were going into the area. Police blockades have been set up in that area to keep people away. Fire departments are going around and turning off gas lines. You can literally hear the gas coming from the ground in some of these homes. Very volatile situation, keeping them away from there. We talked to Dr. Donald Thomas from General Hospital, who was manning one of the emergency centers on Pennington and Brownsboro Road at the Second Presbyterian Church. He told us 30 minutes ago that General Hospital had 40 people in their room. One was serious in the operating room. And as of now, in terms of death count, he knew of 2 people that were killed because of the tornado.
That is at General, or does he mean citywide?
Citywide.
All right.
Citywide. And he has no contact with Suburban Hospital or other hospitals. There is no communication, but from what he is told, Suburban is chock full with people from injuries.
Right, and other hospitals are too. Do you know whether any deaths came from that area that you're talking about at I-71 and the...
No. From looking at it, there should have been.
Right.
From looking at it.
Now, US 42 and Chenoweth Lane, were you in that area?
No.
All right, it was hit pretty hard.
Right, and that's strictly Indian Hills, Mockingbird,
Right,
in that area. That
right.
was, in terms of total devastation, it was included into what we saw, and we could see, when you're looking over on the hills from subdivision to subdivision, you can see flattened homes or partially destroyed homes. Second floor is gone. People walking around combing through the rubbish, saying they were lucky. The people were calm, surprisingly. No mass hysteria. They're just walking around and trying to recover and recoup what they've lost.
This is one of the worst things, I believe, since Topeka, Kansas, many years ago, as far as the metropolitan area is concerned. And, of course, Cincinnati was hit. I mean, you know, it's just almost unbelievable, the area that this is hit.
The mobilization's unbelievable. For an hour, all you could hear were sirens off of I-71, constant shrill, and as people walked to and from their house.
John, we're planning a special at 9 o'clock. I mean, that's our plan now, and, of course, you'll be back with us then.
And we'll have film.
With reported, and the film of what John has seen will be on at that time. As we've said, a murderous battery of tornadoes has smashed into wide sections of the South and the Midwest today, killing more than 20 people, causing extensive damage and injuries, and many of those injuries and a great deal of that damage has been right here in Louisville and Jefferson County and across the river in Clark and Floyd counties, up at Madison, Indiana, up in the Seymour and Brownstown area, and others. The National Guard has been called to duty in the stricken areas, and in Indiana, a spokesman at National Guard headquarters in Indianapolis said that the National Guard is assembling in Indiana at 6 armories. They're New Albany, Madison, Salem, Seymour, North Vernon, and Monticello. In case you didn't hear us before or just tuned in, there was a tornado cloud funnel was spotted near McNeely Lake just a few minutes ago, and it was moving northeast. And if you live in that area, please be on guard. Also, a bulletin had come in of a tornado warning being in effect until 8:15 tonight. That would be for the next 45 minutes for persons living in Jefferson, Bullitt, Oldham, Henry, Shelby, and Spencer counties. A pair of tornadoes indicated by radar at 7:10 at 15 miles south and 10 miles southeast of Standiford Field in Louisville. These tornadoes would be moving to the east-northeast at 50 miles an hour. It would probably be this cell that caused that funnel cloud that we reported just a few minutes ago in the McNeely Lake area. It would perhaps be in that cell. That's all that we can tell you right now. Also, that the police department has asked that no one use any water. The Louisville water supply has fallen to a dangerously low level. The police department, speaking for the Louisville Water Company, said do not use water at this particular time in Louisville and Jefferson County, please. Bert Broman is here with me, and Bert, of course, was on our 6 o'clock news. You perhaps saw him at that time. Bert was up in a helicopter and saw most of the damage from the air. And, Bert, I understand that we have some film. Is there anything you want to say before we start this film?
No, I think the film will pretty well explain itself.
All right. If we can roll that film, and Bert will tell us where we are.
This is Seneca Park area, I believe.
You might be able to see better on that big monitor, Bert.
You know, if you'll notice, most of the damage, the debris from the damage, is lying all in one direction. The trees all lying like sticks laid out, like pickup sticks.
This is going northeast through Crescent Hill now, right?
Northeast through Crescent Hill, right. The damage I thought was bad here. When I first saw this, I was really surprised. I couldn't imagine that it had done this much damage over this wide an area. But unfortunately, it got worse as we went. There was a definite pattern starting at Crescent Hill out to the Indian Hills area. The pattern of damage definitely got much worse the further we went. This is still, I think, generally the Crescent Hill area.
Mm-hmm.
Roofs torn off, trees toppled, power lines down. Now this is the water company. I'm sorry we changed shots.
This is the reason we don't have any water, because it was damaged.
Yeah, this film is only about an hour and a half old, and we really didn't have time to edit it properly, but I think it gets the point across. I would only remind people in the areas of any possible tornadoes at this point, for heaven's sakes, take it seriously. After seeing this film and seeing what I saw a few hours ago, I know I'll certainly take it more seriously from now on.
It always happens someplace else, and tonight it happened in Louisville. Where are we headed now?
I can't place...
Toward the Indian Hills area?
Yeah, I can't place it exactly, but it is out in the far eastern part of the city. And I think you can see by the lack of houses, yeah, and the amount of debris that the damage is worse. And the further you go, as I say, the worse it gets. Some of the homes damaged, I understand, were in brand new subdivisions and very, very expensive brick homes. These weren't a bunch of frame homes or inexpensive. There's a power line down.
There are power lines down in a great many areas of the county, and they're high voltage lines too. Go ahead.
This is getting out more toward the Indian Hills area. People on the streets, not panicked, but seemed to be bewildered. They didn't know quite what had happened. Here you can see the amount of debris, and to do that much destruction, it just had to be a tremendous force. And as you notice, the further you go, the worse it gets.
Trees just denuded and
snapped right off at the ground line, just like they were nothing. It reminded me, the whole time I was photographing the thing, I kept having these visions of like a public service announcement of some disaster in India or something, and it was kind of hard to realize that this was Louisville, Kentucky.
This is the Northfield, I believe, near I-71 and the Washington Expressway.
Yes.
Now, these are all new homes in there, and that is the film that we have at the present time. Anything else, Bert?
No, I think we'll have some more film later, and I think the film speaks for itself.
We plan that special now at 9 o'clock, and of course we'll be seeing you then, and have it in a more compact, perhaps a more intelligible way, but you did a wonderful job on it, just getting the film just out of the processor and putting on. There have been approximately 11 deaths in Indiana that we know of at the moment. Actually, the only identity that we have is an 84-year-old woman, Nimmy Watt, of rural Cortland, Indiana. That's in the Seymour area. They say she was killed when the mobile home where she lived alone was destroyed by a twister. 8 persons have been treated at the Jackson County Hospital. Extensive damage in the western part of the county. At 6 o'clock, we gave you, of course, that there had been some deaths reported in Charlestown. There had been some deaths reported in the I've forgotten the town right north of here, Hamburg, Indiana. We had a report there that there were 2 dead and 90% of the town had been destroyed. We have had a couple, this was an Associated Press report, we have had a couple of calls, however, from people who say they've been through Hamburg and they don't think that it's that serious. We certainly hope so, because all the other reports have really been worse than we thought. Hanover, Indiana, very seriously hurt. Madison, Indiana, very seriously hurt. They've called the National Guard out in all these areas, and in the Washington County area, and of course in Clark County and Floyd County. We'll have this special on at 9 o'clock, and in summing up, just let me say this once again. A tornado warning is in effect until 8:15 this evening for persons in Jefferson, Bullitt, Oldham, Henry, Shelby, and Spencer counties in Kentucky. A pair of tornadoes were sighted by radar at 7:10, 15 miles south and 10 miles southeast of Standiford Field in Louisville. These tornadoes would be moving to the east-northeast at 55 miles an hour. One was sighted near McNeely Lake just about 5 or 6 minutes ago. We'll see you at 9 o'clock. Please take care.
WHAS TV, Louisville.
Gift America presents America's fastest gift service. A way to speed really thoughtful gifts like these almost anywhere in the country in hours. Even for a birthday or anniversary tomorrow, call Gift America now. And thousands of miles away, we can deliver in time to make someone very happy.
It's time to get house fit. National Grid is here to help Rhode Islanders save money on their